Frustration is mounting and anger is growing with the liberals and passive politicians. Learn the playbook of those who are trying to destroy our country. From the blue-collar professor, he teaches, he leads, he speaks out for truth and justice. Now, the educator of all things conservative, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 $3 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday edition of the program, where we're definitely going to get to the whole con-Trump battle and everything that lies beneath it, because, my goodness, has a lot come out since that has happened. There has been a great deal of news broken on who and what Mr. Khan really is and what the Democrats pulled there. But before we do, I want to get to something that is a little closer home to me. It's one of those things that I was not alive when it happened, but it's something that every Texan knows of, every Texan has been told of, and it was just one of the saddest days in U.S. history. On August 1st, 1966, which yesterday was the anniversary, there was a 25-year-old student and a former Marine who killed people in and about Austin, Texas, and climbed the legendary clock tower there on campus and opened fire and began killing 17 people in a sniper attack. And it was a sad day. It was a heartbreaking day. And the clock was stopped at 11:48 a.m., the time the attack began, out of tribute to them. Now, yesterday, the university and other officials held a tribute to what went on 50 years before. And I want to make it clear, everybody here knows I'm a rip-rock conservative. Everybody here knows I am all for being able to protect yourself and your family with firearms. And you do what you got to do, because the police are often 2 minutes, 5 minutes away. And you're your only line of defense during that time. But there is no one in this country that has any empathy, that is of sound mind, that promotes this type of killing. This is not the NRA's fault. This was not an assault-style rifle. This was a bolt-action rifle that he used to set up there and pick people off. And it just goes to testify against this narrative the left is feeding us, well, we got to get rid of these high-powered rifles. Crazy people are going to find a way to do what they want to do with or without the high-powered rifles, with or without guns. Look at Nice, France. They will get a truck and run you over. It is the sad truth that we face today. There were a lot of people that died that day because this guy lost his mind. It also happens to be the day, August 1st, 2016, that campus carry is implemented across the state of Texas. It is a law that requires all four-year universities, if they are public, to allow those that have a concealed carry license, which means you're 21 years of age, you have no criminal background, at least no felonies, no domestic abuse charges or convictions, and you have to get your permit. You have to go through the proper training to carry this gun. The 4-year public schools are allowed to deem certain areas of the campus as gun-free zones, but as a whole, they have to allow concealed carry permit holders to bring their gun onto campus. Now, if you are a private institution, the officials at the university can decide whether they want to allow their schools to be gun-free or not. And all but one private university in the state of Texas has elected to ban guns on campus. So that means Texas Christian University, Southern Methodist University, Baylor, Rice, and a number of other smaller schools throughout the state are still gun-free zones. And I made this argument several times. If you are a gun-free zone, you are rolling out a welcome mat to a crazy person with a gun. They know no one is going to be able to shoot back. Now let's go back to August 1st, 1966, and let's pretend this happened today. You can take the automatic assault rifle argument the left has, which is still baffling to me because automatic weapons are outlawed. But you've got this, quote, high-powered rifle out there that he didn't use. He found another way. And were there access to guns like that? No, probably not. I wasn't alive in 1966. I don't know. But these kids that have their guns on their hips legally see a guy walking through campus with a rifle. Maybe they're able to stop this before 17 people die. Maybe the good guys are able to shoot back. It's a crazy thought. I've said it before. Yes, this maniac in 1966 was a former Marine. Maybe he suffered from PTSD. I don't know. But every class I sat in throughout my entire academic career, which was quite lengthy, mind you, there was at least one person in there that had served in the military. And these military personnel are trained to act in warfare situations. They are trained to keep a level and straight head with bullets whizzing by their ear. They are trained to handle weapons and do what they need to do to achieve the goal. And so I paint this picture for you again. This isn't the first time we've had this conversation. You're sitting in class. Better yet, your child is sitting in class. And some maniac enters the building and starts shooting. Do you want your child to be able to shoot back or not? Do you hope that in your child's class that there is a former Navy SEAL, Army Ranger, Green Beret, Delta Force, or just an everyday soldier who has gone through the training necessary to be able to put down that bad guy before more lives are taken? Which do you want? This whole argument that, well, that's just allowing access to guns and college kids they don't have enough life experience to be able to make adult decisions, and they may snap and use their gun as a remedy for a bad grade. What kind of crap is that? If that's what they wanted to do, they would do it anyway. Do you think the gun-free zone sign on the front of the building is going to stop someone in that mindset? You have lost your mind if you believe that. What we're talking about here is giving the good guys a chance to save lives. And unfortunately, the harsh reality is sometimes it means taking a life to save many others. That's just a fact. That guy that shot up the streets of Dallas not too long ago and killed Dallas police officers. What if somebody was there and able to shoot back? How many lives did they save? The police tried to shoot back. We have got to give ourselves an opportunity in a time where we're losing grip. When we don't know which way is up. Right is so relative these days because the left seems to think if it feels good, do it. There is right and there is wrong in this world. There is evil in this world and there is good. You get to make the decision which side you stand on, but either side you choose, The other side's not giving in. Don't you want to give yourself an opportunity to walk away from that situation? And most importantly, don't you want your kids to have an opportunity to do the same? That's what we're talking about here. And the argument against are all these crazy hypotheticals that if you break it down and you look at the reality, it doesn't matter if guns are allowed or not. The situation is still going to happen. Look at Virginia Tech. Look at the University of Texas, Columbine, Orlando, San Bernardino, Newtown, Connecticut. Do you think they allowed guns in an elementary school? No. But my gosh, what if, just what if, one of those teachers were able to carry their firearm for a situation like that? What if 2 or 3 of them were? How many of those innocent children's lives were saved, would have been saved? We'll never know. Good people don't use guns for harm. They use guns for protection. And when you limit access for law-abiding citizens to get and carry weapons to protect them and theirs and those around them, you are opening up opportunities for the bad guys to do evil. It really is that simple. There is no possible way in this country we can get rid of guns. It is a constitutional guarantee, just like the freedom of speech, the right to assemble, the freedom of religion to practice as you see fit. The free exercise clause is what we call it. The guarantee that government won't shove a specific religion down your throat. The right to not incriminate yourself. The right for the government not to come into your house, tear it apart, search for what they want to, take what they want to. It's an equal right as all of those things. We're never going to get rid of guns. Therefore, bad guys will always have access to them. Whether they're stolen, whether they're given to somebody else, it doesn't matter. Why don't we want to give the good guys a chance? The argument is access, and I'm telling you right now, look at the south side of Chicago. Some of the most strict gun laws in the country, and they're dying by the tens of hundreds every weekend. Restricting access isn't the answer. We've proven that over and over again with these liberal policies in these big cities. So what do? We give the good guys a chance to shoot back. Do you think if a bad guy walks into a place thinking about shooting it up and he sees 4, 5, 6 guns on different people's hips, don't you think that person reconsiders? I guarantee they do, because people that do that sort of thing are cowards. They prey on the weak. And when I say weak, I don't mean that you're a weak person. I mean, you're literally outgunned. In that fighting situation, you are inferior to the person with a gun. Don't you want to level the playing field? Don't you want that coward to reconsider shooting up the place you're at? Of course you do. Of course you do. So it's a very sad day in the state of Texas, but it's a good day too, because now our kids have a chance, if something bad were to happen at a campus, to defend themselves and others. And so bittersweet in the state of Texas yesterday. Coming up next, we're going to turn our attention to Mr. Khan and all that's gone on, and boy, do the Clintons look bad now.
The Gavin Mitchell Show. It's summertime again, ladies. Time to break out those sandals and give your toenails a little TLC. The nail technicians at Friendly Nails in Cleburne, Texas are ready to provide you with professional and friendly service. From manicures to pedicures and a variety of specialized services such as acrylic nails, facials, and waxing. Custom designs and a variety of stones to accent your nails are also available. The technicians at Friendly Nails are all licensed and trained in the latest technology and have experience applying every kind of polish on the market. So stop by and be treated like royalty. Relax in their massage chair chairs and unwind. Full body massage therapy is also available by appointment only. For all you guys wanting to give your special lady a little treat, $50 gift certificates are available now for $40, and anyone who mentions hearing about Friendly Nails on the Gavin Mitchell Show or KLIF will get $10 off any $50 purchase. Friendly Nails is open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 180 North Ridgeway Drive in Cleburne, Texas. Call them at 817-641-3400. Walk-ins are welcome.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-525-8479 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-525-8479 to take your call now. Call 1-800-525-8479. That's 1-800-525-8479. Again, 1-800-525-8479.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity, lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Twisted Roads Trading Post in Crowley, Texas is your premier biker apparel, leather, and accessories store. Stop in and visit with brothers Ron and Carl Phillips. Twisted Roads Trading Post carries leather jackets, chaps, vests, accessories, gifts, and more. Open 6 days a week, Tuesday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Got a motorcycle or truck to sell? Their park and sell lot is now available and anxious to show off your ride. Visit us for sewing, embroidery, and t-shirt printing services. Airbrush services by our friends at Kingdom Custom Creations are also available throughout the week. Call today or visit twistedroadstradingpost.com or find and like them on Facebook. Located west of Crowley on FM 1187, then south on FM 1902. Go 1.3 miles and look for the flags. 817-768-8761. That's 817-768-8761. Twisted Roads Trading Post. If the flags are flying, we're open.
Let's get back to the program. If you're sick of the garbage that comes out of Washington, D.C., then it's time to arm yourself with knowledge from the Blue Collar Professor. Here's your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
If you would like to connect with the show, you can find us on the web, thegavinmitchellshow.com. You're welcome to email me anytime, gavin@thegavinmitchellshow.com. And we're on Twitter at The GM Show. I always find it funny that these liberals are willing to attack conservative voices in 140 characters, but they won't ever call into the show. They won't ever push you an email. They do it on Twitter where they can hide behind 140 characters. It's awesome. It's fantastic. I had one lady tweet me saying that it wasn't true Bill Clinton was falling asleep during Chelsea's speech. He was looking at a monitor in front of the stage because it was hard to see the stage from the front row. There were no monitors in front of the stage. So I appreciate that. It is what it is, so on and so forth. But the news of the day, Mr. Khizr Khan, the speaker at the DNC who called out Trump. Remember, he's part of this Gold Star family. He is the father of U.S. Army Captain Khan, who died in the line of duty. And he came out and was screaming at Donald Trump, saying, "You have never sacrificed anything for this country." And while he may be right, That may be true. I beg to ask what Hillary Clinton has sacrificed. The answer is nothing, just like Donald Trump. And so that's a hollow argument. But moreover, what this guy is trying to do, Mr. Khan, is trying to leverage the death of his son, a hero, for political gains. Well, that's a bold statement, Gavin. How could you possibly say that? Well, let me explain. This guy didn't fight. His wife didn't fight. His son did. And it's tragic they lost his son. He lost his son. But it's not like he picked up the gun and went and fought for the country. His son did. And he's trying to leverage this tragic loss for political gain because now he's getting up on a national stage and attacking Donald Trump because his son died in battle. I'm not diminishing it. I'm just saying that doesn't do any good. Well, I'm not the only one that feels this way. There was an open letter posted on U.S. Defense Watch, and it's not super long, but it's worth reading. And so I'm going to ask you to bear with me as I read this open letter, and you'll understand why I'm reading it here in a second. It reads, "Dear Mr. Khan, I, like millions of Americans, saw your speech at the DNC on Thursday night. I wish to offer my sympathy for the death of your son, Captain Khan, who was killed in action in Iraq. As a former U.S. Army officer and a veteran of the Gulf War, I can certainly understand the pain and anguish that you and your wife endure every day. So keep in mind, this is a guy who has been in combat. He has served this country, writing this letter. Your son died saving the lives of his fellow soldiers. As Jesus told his disciples, according to the Gospel of John, greater love hath no man than this, that a man laid down his life for his friends. Captain Khan is a hero, and I am sure the soldiers he served with regard him as one. I know you and your wife do. Rest assured that millions of veterans regard your son as a hero as well. To paraphrase from the book of Ecclesiastes, your son's name liveth evermore. Your son made the ultimate sacrifice for his country, a country that was new to you and your family and one which you openly embrace and certainly love. When you and your family arrived to America from Pakistan, you assimilated into our country. You adopted American ways, learned our history, and apparently you even acquired a pocket constitution along the way. Good for you, sir. But there are many Muslims in America who not only have no desire to assimilate, but wish to live under Sharia law. This is unacceptable to Americans. There is only one law of the land, and that is the U.S. Constitution. As you well know, Mr. Khan, we live in violent times, dangerous times. Muslim madmen from ISIS and other radical jihadi groups are on a murder and terror spree across the globe. Your religion of peace, Islam, is anything but that in 2016. This is a fact that is confirmed every time a Muslim shoots, bombs, beheads, and tortures innocent men, women, and children. This does not mean that every Muslim is a terrorist, but most terrorists are indeed Muslim. A Muslim terrorist attack has become the sign of the times. Regardless of what feckless, naive, leftist ideologue Barack Obama and his dim-witted colleagues John Kerry, Hollanday, Merkel state, the United States and the West are at war with radical Islam. It is the job of the President of the United States to protect his nation from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Unfortunately, Mr. Obama romanticizes Islam and refuses to accept reality, which has resulted in the death of thousands of innocent people across the world. Groups like ISIS and Al-Qaeda have one goal: to complete the complete destruction of the Judeo-Christian culture, our religion, and our way of life. Many Americans have families that have been here for decades, even centuries. Many families like mine have relatives who fought in the Civil War, World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and Desert Storm. Some families have relatives who fought in the American Revolution. We don't plan on letting our country be devoured by Muslim maniacs. We are Americans, sir, and not unarmed socialist European zombies. We will do what is necessary to protect the United States. While many Democrats and liberals see the world through rose-colored glasses, conservatives understand that there is good and evil in this world. Evil must be destroyed before it destroys us. Strong measures, wartime measures, must be taken to protect this country from those that wish to alienate us and our way of life. Mr. Trump's plan to temporarily halt immigration from Muslim countries that are known to either support terrorism or harbor terrorist groups is not only pragmatic, but indeed is constitutional. It is the constitutional duty of the President of the United States to protect this nation. There is simply no way to vet hundreds of thousands of Muslim refugees from war zones like Syria, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Europe is being destroyed because reckless leaders like Angela Merkel have opened the continent's doors to a flood of over 1 million undocumented Muslims arriving with nothing more than a bad attitude and a haversack of jihad. Do you think Americans are stupid? While the left lives in a dream world, the right does not. Mr. Trump understands the threat to this nation, and the threat, sir, is not from Swedish Lutherans named Anna and Lars. The threat, sir, is from radical Islam. How in God's name are U.S. immigration authorities supposed to know the true intentions of a 22-year-old Syrian man? It is impossible, but you know it is impossible. How in God's name are U.S. immigration authorities supposed to know the true intentions of hundreds of thousands of Syrian refugees and thousands of other sundry Muslims who wish to arrive on our shores? It is impossible. You know it is impossible. Whether you, your wife, the Muslim world, and millions of Democrats are offended by Mr. Trump's realistic view of the world is irrelevant. Whether you, your wife, and son would have been prohibited from immigrating from Pakistan to America under Mr. Trump's wartime plan is irrelevant. The security of this great land supersedes your desires and the desires of others who wish to come here now. The United States of America has no obligation to open its doors in order to place foreigners and liberals in our country. To adopt any other course but Mr. Trump's would be a cause for further endangering the lives of Americans every day. That, sir, is unacceptable. You attack Mr. Trump in front of a worldwide audience, yet you can't understand the fact that he defends himself against attacks from you, Hillary Clinton, and the left. What else is one to do, sir? We must live in a world of reality, not a world of denial, delusion, and fantasy. The Democrats inhabit every waking day of their lives. Radical Islam is the enemy of everyone on this planet who believes in freedom and justice. Until it is destroyed, this nation must protect itself from enemies, both foreign and domestic. Sincerely, Ray Starman. And I have to say, hats off to you, sir. Hats off to you. What a great letter. And it was well worth the time. And he's so right. He's so right. But that's back when we thought Mr. Khan was just an immigrant from Pakistan who was the father of a fallen soldier. It turns out he's much, much more than that. He has ties that are more than questionable, an ideology that is documented that is, quite frankly, anti-American. We are going to get into all of that next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Are you getting squeezed by the economic downturn? Hey, you were doing fine. Then, all of a sudden, you're having a tough time paying your family's credit card bills. Maybe you were downsized or even lost a job, but you still owe 10 grand or more in credit card bills, and you just can't afford the minimum payments anymore. We're here to help. We are the Genesis Debt Partners. We know the secrets to negotiate better terms with your creditors. Make a free 10-minute call right now and learn how we can help you get out of debt. 800-807-9767. If you owe 10 grand or more in credit card debt and you want to learn how you can pay less and get out of debt faster, call right now. 800-807-9767. 800-807-9767. Get out of debt now. 800-807-9767.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialist in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, Give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls? Start saving thousands in interest and fees and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-824-3301. 800-824-3301. That's 800-824-3301. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the Tax Doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the Tax Doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Hey, liberals, try rooting for your own country for a change. Our blue-collar educator of all things common sense does. Now, back to the Gavin Mitchell Show.
So, we're talking about Mr. Khan, the Gold Star family member who lost their son in combat, calling out Donald Trump, saying that he has made no sacrifice for this country, but Mr. Khan apparently and implicitly has. My argument is, well, Hillary Clinton can make the same. You can make the same argument about Hillary Clinton. She hadn't done anything at all. Now the articles are starting to pop up about who Mr. Khan really is. And I don't know if the Clintons thought they could keep it hidden or not. But the long story short with this deal is that Mr. Khan worked for a law firm, Hogan Loveless LLP, which is a major DC law firm. And they are a law firm that was hired by the Saudis. And you have to register if you're hired by foreign governments to work. They were the major law firm for the Saudi Arabians here in the United States. Hillary Clinton has received as much as $25 million to the Clinton Foundation from this group. Moreover, Khan, his own website, now this is the father we're talking about, his personal law firm, KM Khan Law Office, shows that he represents clients that buy visas. And that can be done by investing a certain amount of money into a company. You become a owner of that company with a substantial investment. Therefore, you're allowed to come check on that investment. It's an automatic visa. Well, on Khan's website, he talks about he practices according to, or in the fields of the E2 treaty investors, the EB5 investments and related immigration services. It's this EB5 we're talking about, where you can effectively buy a visa. Again, you invest in a company or a foundation, you invest enough, and I think it's $250,000, but don't hold me to that. You automatically get a visa to come check on your investment. Well, Senator Grassley came out and said, look, there's a number of flaws with this. The investments can be spent before business plans are approved. I'm looking at some of the others. Investment funds are not adequately vetted. Gifts and loans are acceptable sources of funds from foreign nationals. And that's the big deal right there. Gifts and loans are acceptable sources of funds from foreign nationals. So they could loan the money, they could gift the money, whatever it takes to get them. The investment level for these things have been stagnant for 25 years, according to Senator Grassley. So what's happening is these people are paying the $250,000 and they're getting it right back, but they get their visa. It's amazing. It's unbelievable, this program, but that's one piece of this, right? He has ties with the Saudi Arabians. He's willing to sneak people in on visas, but more importantly, he has ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. You heard me correctly, ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. He has written academic pieces as to why Sharia law should be the law of the land. A quote from one of these academic writings by Mr. Khan himself says, quote, "All other jurisdictional works which have been written during more than the 13th centuries are very rich and indispensable, but they must always be subordinated to the Sharia and open to reconsideration by all Muslims." He is saying point blank he advocates Sharia law. And no matter where you're at, the law of the land must be secondary. It must be subordinate to Sharia. The very thing we're fighting right now. It is baffling to me. He has ties to Saeed Ramadan, who wrote Islamic Law, Its Scope and Equity, about how important it is that Sharia law is the way to go. This guy is he is a Sharia law advocate. He is a Muslim through and through, what we know to be Muslims. I'm talking about the kind from Pakistan, Iran, Saudi Arabia, so on and so forth. It's unbelievable to me that they would run this guy out there knowing that he is all these things. He is all these things. But they run him out there anyway to attack Donald Trump as if we're not going to find this. And I found this because my good buddy Matt Locke sent it to me. It's on shoebat.com, and I haven't had a chance to go through all of it. But it is unbelievable how just in depth this research is and how horrible his stance is. This guy is who we are fighting. This guy is the enemy. And Hillary Clinton had the audacity to put him up on stage to chastise Donald Trump. And be very clear about what this was, because this is a play right out of the left's playbook. They take a persecuted minority. At this current day and age, the top victim on the victims list are Muslims. So they find a Muslim with a cause that is irrefutable on the surface. And the irrefutable is that here is the father of a fallen military officer who died in combat defending this country. And he happens to be Muslim. And so he gets up there and attacks Donald Trump because Donald Trump has never sacrificed anything. How do you fight that if that's what it is on the surface? Because if you go back at him, you're a racist. You're a bigot for attacking a Muslim. But this guy completely attacks you. If you don't say anything, then that guy's right and you lose. It's a play out of the left's playbook. Well, Donald Trump didn't take it. He said, no, you know what? You're not going to attack me. You know, I'm firing back. Was your wife allowed to speak? That's a real thing in Islam. That's not a joke. That's a real thing. Women are subordinates to their husband. They have to ask if they can drive. They have to ask if they can get a job. They have to ask if they can go to work or school. They cannot be seen talking to another man who isn't a relative. These are real things. This is how this religion operates. And so that was a fair question. If Donald Trump knew what we know right now, if his team was good enough to get on this immediately, and they know what we know now, he has every right to punch this guy right in the mouth, because this guy is not an American. This guy came over to try to make us assimilate to his religion, not the other way around. He came here to indoctrinate us. And maybe his son got caught up in Western civilization. But if you read this guy's writing and you pay attention to the work he does, his ties to Saudi Arabia and the fact that he worked for a firm that represented Saudi Arabia, his work on immigration law, and how he buys people visas with that loophole in the EB-5. And all of his writings, his academic writings, his associations with the Muslim Brotherhood. This guy is the enemy. And why the Clintons thought that we wouldn't catch on to this, I don't know. What a dangerous move on their part. And of course the leftist media is leaving it alone, because George Snuffleupagus had Donald Trump on and asked him about attacking Mr. Khan. Either Snuffleupagus didn't do his homework, or he was doing what Boss Clinton told him to do. Either way, it's not a good thing. The leftist media isn't going to expose these people for who they are and what they're about. Not even close. And I'm telling you, just like I've said it many times before, if you do not believe we are at war, if you do not believe this is a war that on the other side, they are fighting for beliefs that are so deeply held, they are religious beliefs. They are fighting for their God. And if you don't believe we're in the middle of a religious war, you're dead wrong. And if you think these people can be ignored and they're going to go away, or just a few airstrikes here and there and they're going to go away, you're dead wrong again. Donald Trump had every right to swing back after he's attacked. He's broken the playbook. Politically correct is what's getting people killed these days. Enough with it. It's time to stand up and speak the truth. And if that hurts somebody's feelings, so be it. I'm done with that nonsense. And I'm done with the left trying to hoodwink us. And what is Hillary Clinton doing associating with somebody like this? I want to remind you, Loretta Lynch worked for this same law firm, and that's where she met Bill Clinton. That make your ears perk up? It should have. See how it's all tied together? And I'm not a conspiracy theory guy, but I'm telling you, I'm looking at the facts. I'm looking at the research. I'm reading the writings that this guy wrote. There's no two ways about it. If it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, it's got to be a duck. We got a bunch of ducks out there, and for some reason, I know what the reason is. I do now. Why wasn't ISIS mentioned more than a few times? Maybe it's because Mr. Khan was there. I'm just throwing it out there. Hey, if the boat floats, sail it, right? Read this guy's right. Do yourself a favor and research this guy and find out who he really is. And when you find out who he really is, tell me if you're okay with Hillary Clinton sending him out on stage. I am more upset with this than I am the illegal immigrant. And you know how I feel about the illegal immigrant. This is tantamount to treason in my world. In my book, that's what this is. I'm telling you, go look this guy up. Spend 20 minutes reading his work, reading who he's associated with, reading his career path, and tell me you're okay that the left wants to promote him as an American who lost a son in battle. And he did, and I don't want to diminish that. His son's a hero. This guy he's not a good dude. I'm not going to use the word, but he's not a good dude. It's that easy. Coming up next, we're going to talk about the Islamic State. They're publishing magazines these days.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
You hear the headlines. You know health insurance is a real mess right now. Premiums have skyrocketed, and in most cases, you're stuck with your plan until open enrollment. But there's a government rule that allows you to qualify for lower health insurance rates if your life has changed. That means if you've changed jobs, if you're having a child, if you're getting married, if you're getting divorced, even if you run a small business or you're self-employed, this law may qualify you to get lower health insurance rates. Call the Health Insurance Hotline today. Learn how this 10-minute call can help you get lower health insurance rates. This is a free service to help consumers learn the laws to help them qualify for lower health insurance rates. So call right now to learn more. 800-926-4501. 800-926-4501. 800-926-4501. 800-926-4501.
Hey folks, Gavin Mitchell here. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford has been family owned and operated for nearly 50 years, and my family has done business with Jerry for 25 of those. Jerry's proudly built a reputation of working hard to provide their customers with great service and exceptional value. Jerry Chevrolet has hundreds of new trucks in stock, and they are always marked with the absolute lowest price. Come test drive the Chevy Silverado or the Colorado today and get yourself a $25 prepaid Visa gift card for doing it. When you go online at jerrychevytexas.com, Jerry will offer you a $25 prepaid Visa gift card just for stopping in. No purchase necessary. It's as easy as that. If you have a trade-in, Jerry Chevrolet is always looking for quality used cars, and you can go to jerrychevytexas.com today and find out what your vehicle is worth. Find new roads at Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford and at jerrychevytexas.com. Come out our way and trade your way. Tell them Gavin sent you.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
Hey everybody, Gavin Mitchell from The Gavin Mitchell Show here. Of course, you can find our show every week on our flagship station, News and Information, 570 AM KLIF, but sometimes once a week just isn't enough. I would encourage you to go out to our website, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com, and there you'll find a plethora of information about the show, including archived episodes of our daily podcast. You'll find a blog written by me and other conservative writers, and entertaining videos that are available with the Gavin Mitchell Experience. I would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at The GM Show. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/The Gavin Mitchell Show. And of course, we are on our flagship station for the internet, conservativeradionetwork.com, with the most talented conservative podcasters in the country. So be sure to tune in Saturdays at 8 p.m. right here on News and Information 570 AM KLIF, or through the week at conservativeradionetwork.com or www.thegavinmitchellshow.com.
If you happen to drive by the studios during a commercial break and you see a guy on the roof waving an American flag, that's our blue-collar doctor of common sense. And now here he is, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
It appears Trigger wanted to weigh in on the last segment, but because he does not speak English, he doesn't get a say today. I told him if he will learn English, we'll bring him onto the show. But until then, he's got nothing to say. So he's in the corner pounding. He's upset he doesn't get to join the program. But if you would like to find the program, you can find it each and every weekday, 5 p.m. Central on rednationrising.us. That is the Red Nation Rising Radio, powered by conservativeradionetwork.com. You can find us on K98 Talk, the 405 Media, High Plains Radio, Sackheads Radio, StreamingTalkRadio.com, and IPBN-FM.com. Special thanks to all those guys for carrying the program. You can also find us on demand, iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, and Google Play. We are on right now. We're still talking through it each and every Saturday night. News and Information 570 KLIF here in Dallas. That's 8 p.m. Central on the weekends on Saturday. And you can also find that KLIF.com, Red Nation Rising Radio, rednationrising.us, which is Red Nation Rising Radio, and the 405 Media. So thanks to those guys for streaming it live. And then Matt Locke and I do a 2-hour show each and every week called The Conservative Cartel. And we are letting people know tomorrow night a little bit about what's coming, but I'm going to give you a little heads up ahead of time. We are in the process of expanding the Conservative Cartel effort. And if you become a member of the cartel, then one of the many things, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, it's all I have permission to tell you right now. We are working very hard on a number of projects, but one of them will be this very podcast. The Matt Locke Show's podcast and the Conservative Cartel will be offered to you commercial-free with a bonus segment you cannot get anywhere else. So each and every show will have an extra segment that no one else will have access to unless you're a member of the Conservative Cartel. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. So much more coming. Stay tuned. I will update you as I can. Now, I want to touch on this. The Islamic State has a magazine now. And in their 4th or 5th edition, and I want to subscribe to this. I want to read the nonsense they're feeding people, but I joke about it. I'm afraid I really will be put on that terrorist watch list. I don't know if I can do something to get clearance ahead of time to get a copy, but I really want to read this. But the Islamic State magazine issued an article, America Full of Marijuana, Bestiality, Feminism, and Other Evils. And it is amazing. This edition, the 15th edition, was titled Breaking the Cross. And some of the things they say in here is unbelievable. And the sad truth is some of it's right, but it's unbelievable. As America and the greater West began legalizing marijuana, bestiality, transgenderism, sodomy, pornography, feminism, and other evils, those lands became a danger to women. They talk about in here how women are, the article laments that more and more women abandon motherhood, wifehood, chastity, femininity, and heterosexuality, and calls for womanhood to liberate herself from her enslavement to hedonistic addictions and doctrines by the West. It is unbelievable, some of the stuff they say. They say that the West promotes women to have more sex than a prostitute, and they claim that Jesus's mother, Mary, the mother of God, people need to be more like her, but the worship of her is paganism. They say the Muslims encourage Western women to be everything. The West encourages Muslims to be everything opposite to Mary. The Western woman is encouraged to compete with men in the workplace, to display her body, what no man ever displays, and to be more promiscuous than any prostitute has ever been. And they continue to go on. I'm not going to say that some of those things are wrong. What I am going to say is this idea is completely backwards. Women are people too. They're children of God. They are not slaves like Islam said. I want you to hold on to this thought, though. Some of the things we talked about, Sharia law and the role women have in Muslim societies, because it's going to become very relevant very soon and something we're working on. So just hold on to this idea. What is Islam? What is it really? What is the truth? What is the historic truth? We're going to talk about all those things coming up real soon in a different outlet. So don't lose this. I want to take an academic approach. I'm going to lean on my background and see if we can attack this thing academically and get to the truth. I don't want any biases. I want to know the truth. And we're going to relay that truth to you. So don't lose that thought. What is Islam really? But folks, that's going to do it for today. We are flat out of time. For the great Ron Phillips, I am Gavin Mitchell. This has been a Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production. And remember, in the words of the great Ray Wiley Hubbard, on the days I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations, will have really good days. You have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to The Gavin Mitchell Show, the Blue Collar Professor, produced in Fort Worth, Texas. If you like what you just heard, subscribe on iTunes and Spreaker.com. These and other links can be found on our website at thegavinmitchellshow.com. Be sure to tell your friends and colleagues about the Blue Collar Professor's daily podcast. Join us again next time as we take the liberals to school. All opinions expressed by the host or guests on this series are solely their opinions and do not reflect the views, policies, or positions of the Gavin Mitchell Show or its affiliates. This has been a Ron Phillips Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production.